Hello and welcome to AMHQ Weekend. It is Sunday, December 13, 2015. I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf.
And I'm meteorologist Kait Parker. We've got a busy day ahead because you're waking up in a lot of spots to some booms of thunder.
Absolutely, and then some things that are twisting in the atmosphere like this.
Folks, we know that you're up with us in the middle of the night because you have some major rain and winds at your home.
Absolutely. You know, we've got the chance of severe weather that we were talking about, like the tornado yesterday in Texas, now driving its way a bit more to the east. The back half of it, we're seeing some snow. And what was Greg Diamond telling us about? There was some lightning up in the upper Midwest this morning?
Right. We've definitely got that warm front, and we're watching some thunder and lightning this morning. So a lot of heavy rain and winds, but out ahead of that, the warmth continues.
And back out to the west, we have that cacophony of rain, sleet, snow. Some of the snow especially heavy for the high Sierra. That's good news for them, but scary times in Texas, Kate.
Absolutely. A likely tornado, but it does not always have to be a tornado to cause damage. The winds with this are tremendous. Look at this breadth of this system. I mean, we're stretching from Canada to Mexico at this point, and there are a few things that we want to point out. First, we're going to go here to this lightning that's going on across Wisconsin. We know you're waking up to it this morning. You're saying, okay, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. There is a lot of action outside my house. None of this is severe. It's just that we have that warm front lifting north, so you have greater instability. Now, you go to the south, where we do have severe thunderstorms. We actually have lower instability, but our low-level jet is really driving this, and the speed at which these are moving is just tremendous. Watch out. We do have some flash flood warnings going on along the Red River and then into parts of North Texas, Northeast Texas. But the severe thunderstorm warning until 4:45 a.m. local time for Collin, Fannin, and Hunt counties goes until 4:45 a.m. there. That's because of 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. We just had a wind gust in Rockwall that was reported of that. So you are going to hear things rattling around outside. If you have any patio furniture, you might wake up and find some damage to that. Okay, Brazos, Burleson counties, this including Cooks Point, you're under this severe thunderstorm warning until 4:30 a.m. This is for 70-mile-an-hour winds. This is moving at 70 miles an hour, this line. I mean, it's mind-boggling. So 70-mile-an-hour winds, that's near hurricane strength. That is enough to cause damage on your home. This is a powerful front. You can see it indicated here by both the winds, and we definitely have a big temperature contrast in front of and behind that front. Look at this. Houston 73, Dallas, you're behind the front now. It's 55 degrees for you, only 48 in San Angelo, but Corpus Christi, you're still at 75. So how does this progress through the morning? Well, we're going to see it continue its way east, including portions of Oklahoma, Arkansas. By lunchtime today, stretching all the way down into Lake Charles, we could see some strong to severe thunderstorms. You see that line fizzle out a little bit. It's still a clear dividing line on that cold front, but we lose a lot of the ingredients that are holding this together and creating the potential for severe weather. So here's our area that we could see severe weather today. Hail a possibility. I got some pictures tweeted at me last night. If you see it, tweet it at me so we can share it here on the show. There's a small chance of a tornado. We do have torcons out there, and then gusty winds like we're seeing already this morning. We're talking about Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is, you know, last couple of weeks before the holidays, or perhaps you're celebrating holidays right now. Let me tell you what. The most snow that you've seen since October 1st, you're only at 1.4 inches. And on average, you'd be at over a foot. So we're definitely nowhere near there. Now, what we're going to see getting into this work week could be the biggest snowstorm that you've seen since 2013, which isn't really saying much because last year was pretty pathetic as far as snowfall goes in Salt Lake City. But you could see up to 8 inches. That's the current forecast. You know, that's going to have some wiggle room in it, but that's the current forecast for Salt Lake City. That's quite a lot of snow removal, especially as you're getting your work week going. So there's the snow for Monday. Tuesday, we progress into the plains, the northern plains especially. We're going to see the heaviest amounts of snow stretching down into the Front Range, actually, and the plains heading up into Rapid City. And we're going to see a little bit of that rain and snow on the front edge, but not too much of a concern with ice with this system. The air is going to be really cold and give us plenty of snowflakes and snow showers stretching across Fargo and far northern Minnesota. Now you get into southern Minnesota and across a lot of Wisconsin, Illinois, and around the Great Lakes on Wednesday, you have rain in the forecast. So this is far more a northern plains and western event than anything else. Isolated spots in the high elevations up to 2 feet, possibly even greater than 2 feet possible. This is what Reynolds was just talking about. Some great news for ski resorts. You gotta love it. The snow bunnies are gonna be so happy. The driving, though, that's a different story. Take a look this through Tuesdays. Like we said, Salt Lake City kind of a bullseye here, even down in the valley, up to 8 inches of snow, which is a lot.
Yeah, you know, winter weather has been crashing down the west like that, like the hammer of Thor. Meanwhile,
right. We have a producer extraordinaire. His name is Greg Diamond. I just can't say enough good things about the dude. So Greggles, we love you. Okay, so he pointed out some of the oldest records that could fall today and likely will fall because, okay, look at this. Record highs possible in 23 states. A few of these, like if you're looking in D.C. at National Airport, 1889. That was when that record was set. At 71 degrees. It's looking pretty likely we'll break that. How about Baltimore? 1889 as well. Detroit, 1881. You know, your record high was only 60 degrees. And I got to tell you what, right now, you're on the other side of this warm front. So see how this warm front is moving north? You can see that that's actually adding to some instability for us in Wisconsin. So you actually have some thunder and lightning this morning to get your Sunday started. But you also have some very warm temperatures. Look at Detroit. Your record high temperature is 60 degrees. And right now you're at 54 degrees. Pretty easy to pin the tail on the warm front, right? 59 degrees in Indianapolis. You've got this nice southerly flow. Now, Minneapolis, you still have that cooler area here, still above average for now, but St. Louis, 64 degrees right now. Here's the deal. These temperatures that you're seeing, the current temperatures are where your high temperature would on average be in November. It's December, right? Mid-December, and your high in Louisville is 70 degrees. You're 27 degrees above average in Chicago on a Sunday, in the 60s. It's mind-boggling. I know a lot of people are probably still up from T-Box last night. I got to tell you what, you enjoyed those temperatures. But by Tuesday, you're only at 43 degrees, which is still 8 degrees above average. So you're still above average with this. Portland, 12 degrees above average by Tuesday. Look at Minneapolis. Your high's 38 degrees. But it's still 11 degrees above average, so it's all relative, right? Look at all these records that could fall. These are some of the younger records. They're not quite back in the 1800s, but Reynolds, those are at stake for sure.
Yeah.
We have changes coming. Let's talk about your 7-day forecast. We want to give you a brief overview of the entire nation so you know what it's going to be like where you live. A mess of a forecast today. We're talking from Canada to Mexico. We have rain with this system. We have snow on the backside of it in the cold air, and then we have severe weather right along that front. We'll be watching. In the west, we've got this massive system that's entering, and that's going to spill a lot of snow. It's going to continue to progressing toward the east. So we definitely have some higher snowfall amounts. Could be the most snow you've seen in years in Salt Lake City, up to 8 inches possible. Temperatures much cooler behind that front that moves through today. Places like Chicago, 43 degrees for Tuesday. That's still above average, though. Don't forget that. Billings only 27, though. We still see some snow in the northern plains for Tuesday. The northeast, you're staying pretty quiet. You still don't have significant changes. Yes, some rain here and there, but by Wednesday, you're in the mid-40s, low 50s. You've got a little bit of rain stretching into the south, so you definitely have some showers on forecast, umbrellas ready for the middle part of the week if you're trying to get some last-minute shopping done. And then you'll notice northern Minnesota, you're still hanging on to a bit of that snow from that system that moves in from the west. Now, look at this. We still have rain in the forecast in the west by Thursday, so that would lead you to believe, okay, we've got a lot of rain. We've got the possibility of mudslides. That is going to be something we watch, plus the additional snowfall. Rains in the east, but it moves out by Friday, and we still continue with this persistent pattern in the Pacific Northwest of rainfall and the flooding that we've seen there. We're just hoping that we can mitigate some of that.
That's a big story out there. It's a huge
story.
Yeah. Jinx, buy me a Coke.